Sweet Seraphine.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to No Collar Entertainment. This is Ariane.
You do not know if we are broadcasting.
Oh, no. And if we're not broadcasting, then we'll fucking do it again.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to No Collar Entertainment.
I meant once we were broadcasting, but since we already were, then yes, I went ahead and did it. We didn't have to do it a second time.
And we're playing Alien!
Hooray.
Don't be salty, baby. There's so many other flavors in
I thought
this
we
world.
were trolling.
I'm not trolling.
That you're
I am
trolling.
not
Yes,
trolling.
you
I
absolutely
am not.
Just a little bit.
How dare you?
How dare me?
I am not. How dare you? It's the comedic timing for me. All right.
You're hilarious.
Thank you. See? Knew we'd get on the same page. Is Matt trolling?
Of course he is.
Isn't that my default state?
Exactly. Then how are you going to deny that you were doing it?
Because I don't do it with you, baby.
The fuck? The lies. Who do you not do it to? It definitely is not me.
Sweet Seraphine.
Alright, let's see what's in there.
Damn,
I found that song on Apple Music. I listened to it like 6 times today.
From fucking Sister Act?
Yeah.
Wow.
For you, married man.
Why?
Sweet Seraphine.
I'm not going to say it's not a fun song, but I'm just curious as to why that song.
It's my favorite song in that fucking movie.
Well, it's a really good one.
Yeah.
Sounds like our first task is to secure the landing control zone. If things go south,
It's kind of like, it's also like, it's them finally coming together.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, I'm so happy you guys finally coming together for the first time.
come on. Door's locked. Run a bypass. Let's get
He
in.
restrains against me mostly because trolling feeds my troll. Maybe I use your phone.
On my way.
So I can read the stream chats and stuff. Or because he might murder me. Let's see, what are we saying here?
Access granted.
Screw my sympathy. He restrains against me mostly because trolling feeds my trolling, or because he might murder me. I don't know. I mean, can both things be true?
I was about to say yes. Triumph for ye merry men.
That is not how it... Merry men.
I don't know what the fucking words are. It's just it's a bop.
It's quiet.
As the
Let's
kids
triumph,
say.
all ye cherubim.
Cherubim.
Sing with the sweet seraphim.
Seraphim.
Heaven and earth resound the hymn.
Come on, G.
Rome, 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 Maria.
You got one of those words right. No, you didn't even get that word right. It's Regina, not Maria. Maybe next time just watch what captions are.
No. Ew.
Why not?
Move.
You're of that age now. I meant as in over like 24.
Rude.
Sweet.
Rude.
Over 24.
Rude.
I feel like I've been doing it at least. I've been personally probably doing it at least that long. Maybe 27. Maybe.
Sweet. That's gonna be in my head all day now.
You're welcome. I don't know why I'm taking credit for it. I didn't put it on in the first place. Why is it in your head now?
Well, because Hamilton came on at work and I was bopping to it, and then for some reason that like belt she has near the end of the song reminded me of Sister Act. That belt, which is the whole reason I love that song.
Yes, you're having karaoke. The one where you don't know the words, only the melody.
Yep.
I really feel like at some point... Okay, so first off, we're both very good at karaoke.
What have we got?
Satellite communications access looks intact.
So I feel like at some point we should start challenging
Answer's
ourselves.
here. Looks like he killed himself.
Guy must have hated his job.
Don't we all?
If you're done, how about getting me plugged in?
Sweetheart,
Yep.
On my way.
I feel like we should start challenging
Let's
ourselves
see what's in there.
Challenging ourselves?
at karaoke.
I challenge myself by doing karaoke.
No.
I'm not as good as you.
I mean...
Establish.
That's neither here nor there.
Stand by.
I was gonna say though, but we do tend to all the same songs that we always do. I'm good at nothing.
The lies. Shut up, Strange.
Seriously. Oh my god.
You know
I
how
was gonna
long
do
it'll
that.
take to burn through every door in the complex?
If you get to the township HQ, you should be able to shut off emergency status. That'll open up the doors. I can also scan for the settlers' personal data transmitters from there.
Okay, squad, you heard the lady. We'll get this door unwelded and continue our path towards the colony headquarters.
Alright, so before we go into our random, diatribe of various random bullshit that we talk about, we are back playing Alien Isolation. Alien Dark Descent. Sorry, force a habit.
Which is actually, it's growing on me.
Door open.
Pretty quickly.
It's a really... So, here's the thing. I will never play this game, because I just don't do top-downs.
Yeah.
But, that doesn't mean I don't still want to watch the fuck out of it. And I am really enjoying the story as you progress through it.
That's funny, Strange, because I thought that was the one thing you weren't good at was Pokemon.
I'm okay at one thing, and I'm burnt out by it right now. I'm good at Pokemon. But so we played yesterday, and it was a total party kill.
Okay.
Yes.
But Matt has learned from that experience, and now
we're going to take it slower and more serious this time.
Yes, pretty please.
Squad lead, use C4 to clear the wreckage.
That is not wreckage. That is a fucking barricade. You guys not know the difference.
On it. Planting C4. Get down! It's gonna blow!
Hurry up, you slugs!
I feel like there's a joke somewhere to be had about Marines because after having worked with different various branches of the armed services, there seems to be
Come on, team.
not disdain, but just identity that are associated with different branches, and Marines apparently are known to be just
Stay frosty, Marines.
not. I don't want to use the word dumb, but
Grunt.
no, that's Army.
Oh.
Kind of the whole
I could beat you with a team of magic cards. Oh, I would like to see you try.
I was gonna say, and someone, if anyone, who we have several people who are on the stream right now. Well, we had several people.
Quiet.
If anyone on the stream comes in or on comments, please correct me if I'm wrong. I know this is very limited experience. Basically, the quote would be, shoot a bunch of people, shoot first, keep shooting, wait till everyone's dead, then maybe ask a few questions. I fucked that quote up, I know I did.
Yeah, you did terribly.
I don't remember it because I hate that movie. It's the only part of the movie that I actually like, and I barely got it right.
It's shoot now, shoot later, and when everyone's dead, ask a question or two.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my god.
AKA Call of Duty Shoot a Man. I mean...
It's quiet. Too quiet.
Y'all not see that gigantic splatter of blood y'all just ran? No, of course not. That's not bringing up any alarms or flags or whatever.
Don't worry, me and my army of badasses will protect you.
But you don't.
Hurry up, you slugs!
What the hell is that? Looks like some kind of skin.
Did they not teach you about biohazards in the USCM? Don't touch it.
You think that's even worse? Actually, that's worse than goo. You think it's skin, and you still think it's fine to go reach over and grab it? It's skin. That's a lot of fucking skin just sitting there. A splatter of blood would make a good name for a tabletop game. Oh my god! So what was it we were watching in the day? We're gonna have to do this at some point. I didn't watch all of it. I'm not sure how much you actually caught, but it was like homebrew, and it was the Monopoly, but for communists or communism or whatever.
Yeah.
And that shit was fucking delightfully demented and hilarious. If you're not playing, if you're playing, it's just making you depressed. Like not depressed, but kind of depressed. But it's just basically the game just trolls you the whole fucking time, and we are gonna have to play it at some point.
Yes, I agree.
So, and I really do at some point. We gotta figure out some way of being able to actually upload video of us playing, our board game nights or whatever.
Geist. I have a bad feeling about that.
Come on, you've watched too many movies. It was built by the way you. It'll hold. Get us upstairs.
Affirmative.
No, I was listening to that audio. The only downside is that it would probably be the majority of our viewers on any given like live stream that we have. But you know, that's okay though.
Get out of here now.
At this point, I feel like we're just doing prosperity.
Well,
What the hell just happened?
Lift fragged. Nearly took us with it. We'll need another way out.
Told you. Freaking told you.
alright.
Move on. Move.
And so, also moving on to a different subject. We were watching
You should be able to deactivate
Ahsoka.
lockdown.
Roger.
We are on what episode we're on? We just finished episode 6. We accidentally started episode 7, but we haven't finished it yet.
Hey, I found something. Looks like a data pad.
And we were talking because, like, it feels like this show is going at a much slower pace than other Star Wars series that have been streamed. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not necessarily always an enjoyable thing. And I feel like they're doing. I make the comment that I feel like they're doing this intentionally, given that a lot of the complaints they may have had from some of the other shows that they're just rushing it. And sometimes I wish that they would actually go a little faster, but I think there's like certain episodes that are more like that than others.
Move on.
And then that been a very salient point that they're trying to thread that line between introducing Ahsoka to so many people who don't know who she is, while also placating those fans who do.
Yeah.
And like that's a fantastic point. And that's kind of like also it makes me realize, while Ahsoka's an established member in Star Wars canon, she's not one of like the main cast that we've seen follow through obviously the movies. Like she's never been in any of the main movies or any of the movies for that matter. So
Right inside the room.
Hey, you in the
I'll
lock.
be back after
My
this
trigger
cutscene.
finger's itching.
Well, we did this.
Come out. But come out
Can you
grinning
skip
like,
it?
yeah?
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I just don't feel so
No.
good.
Calm down.
Okay.
We're not gonna.
Well, we'll
hurt
just
you.
wait and then so that way we can explain to the side of it.
It got me. It got me like the others.
Got him. What does he mean?
All right, settle him down.
Something. I had something on my face, and then.
Did you get chips?
I did.
Like Doritos?
What the hell?
As we watch this guy hit a chest burst with breast, like, what are chips? What chips? Again, with Star Wars show, I'm pretty much keeping up with the MCU shows.
I get that.
Well,
Ahsoka's worth a watch, though.
well, and what I was gonna say was that Ahsoka, unlike is,
What the hell are you talking about?
you have like Leia and like not Leia, but you have Obi-Wan and you have
Worse than the other. That's
what are
probably
the other
why we
shows?
found that
What's
scanner
that?
Andor.
down there.
So
Well, I
can
guess that's
Which
true.
we never watched.
here?
No, I guess maybe I was gonna say that I think that they're trying to like introduce her. Like everyone else we've seen either know or like they were made up specifically for
Securing
the
for
shows.
emergency lockdown.
Andor, I guess Andor kind of counts as that because it was based on. Was Cassian in that?
1.
Is that
Huh?
is Cassian? It actually follows Cassian.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Door's open. Stay alert.
Well, never mind. My point was
Things can attack us
moved.
from
But
every direction.
but yeah, it's kind of the same idea. I think that's why I'm like, actually enjoying it more because it's not following the main cast. And because that was one of the reasons why I think I really enjoyed
Double
Mandalorian.
time.
I don't need to see Boba Fett's story. And it
Yeah.
was basically just Mandalorian Part 2. Or Point 5 or whatever. The only thing I need now, doing both that is I still watch the MCU ones. The only thing I need right now is Invincible Season 2. I'm so ready for it. Yeah, no, and we still need to go back and watch Secret Invasion. We're caught up on all that. Well, no, because when did Loki start? Did Loki start yet?
I don't know if it has started yet.
Okay, it probably is going to be starting soon.
But I feel hopeful that Jonathan Majors is still in it.
I'm pretty sure he's in it.
Harper?
No,
What am I
he
looking
is.
Yeah.
at?
100%.
Any point, maybe?
But
I'm
they
saying I feel hopeful for the future.
Well, they had already said they were going to keep him in it because they had to. They'd already shot a bunch of this shit. They were going to be able to redo it. But the writer's strike's also ending a lot sooner than I think anyone anticipated. So we'll see how that works. But last I heard,
Deploying motion
and I
tracker.
haven't looked into it. Let me
Setting
look
motion
into it.
tracker.
October 5th. So next week.
Motion tracker deployed.
Sweet.
Nice work, team.
Let's see.
If something
Any
comes out of
news
there,
on
we'll get a reading.
Jonathan Majors?
Now let's get back to those survivors.
Blah, 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 blah. That's 2 weeks ago.
Come on, team. Move, move.
Okay, I probably should look at just news. News. Okay, 3 weeks ago it was delayed again.
What was delayed?
His court date.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that.
For October. Late in October.
Harper, are you reading this?
So.
Yeah, looks like the field spotters picked something up. Squad lead, check it out.
October
Sweep and
12th,
secure.
the team filed a motion to dismiss. DA's office has till the 6th to respond. The defense must reply by 13th. Confirm that Majors can virtually appear. Must attend in person as trial begins. Former partner resolving her.
Come on, team.
Blah blah blah. That
Hurry
doesn't
up,
tell me
squad.
anything. The last I heard, they were looking for her. I haven't seen anything
Who?
about it. Weren't they looking for the? They were trying to find her.
Oh yeah, because she fled the country or something.
Yeah, so that's something like they didn't mention anything in it. Variety, come on now.
By the way, if we're looking back on this and it turns out he is a piece of shit,
Yeah.
we apologize.
Get
It's
down,
just
it's gonna
me listening and reading up on it. Something ain't right. Something doesn't feel right. Something feels like it's not as true as they're making it seem like it is. I just, something doesn't seem right. I feel like Jonathan Majors may be innocent. I'm not saying he is, because we have to see how the courts come out.
Hurry up, squad.
Iron Lad. Oh, okay. Okay, this is. I don't think this is what they're doing.
There's something attached to his head.
What happened?
There is some alternative universe that there a possibility that they could use as a way to get away around the current king and make it somebody else, basically.
On my way.
If they wanted some way of explaining why they decided to do someone make a different
Yeah.
actor king. I don't. I see what they're trying to do, but I don't think that would. I think narratively speaking, that's very bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't say they can't do it. It doesn't say they shouldn't do it, or that they won't do it. It just I wish that there was a better alternative. I don't know if. I think they're just kind of hoping that he's innocent at this time, or at least acquit it. Because I think that's going to be.
Finally stop, buddy.
Otherwise, I think it's just going to kind of kill the progression of that story. Sometimes that just happens, and it sucks.
Next time, do it quietly.
It seems fishy. I'm leaning towards he might be innocent, but I will remain silent until the case is over.
I
That's
agree.
kind of how where I'm at on it. Like it's. I'm reading on it, and I want to be able to find like information that's going to tell me one way or the other. Keep an open mind. Is proven guilty? Blah blah blah. So, and obviously, a lot of times you in situations like this, there's enough information out there that it's pretty apparent what more than likely happened, and you just cut bait basically with whoever's involved, was accused, I guess. But there's also very much that possibility of it not being that case. You just don't want to think that someone would do that. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. I don't know.
It's
I
quiet.
don't. But
Too
so yeah,
quiet.
just stay out of it.
More signatures spotted.
When it's not apparent, I think it's best to just kind of stay away from it. Support from a distance. Hi, baby boy. Who's my good boy? Yes, you.
Alright, now the action's about to start.
So the dogs did something funny the other day. It's my fault.
You like that, huh?
So I've
We
been
knocked him hard.
letting Tully out in the mornings before I go to work. And because she's so picky about going out in the backyard,
Move on.
we have this long ass leash, basically, that's tied to our front steps that leads into the house. I loop it around her neck and I let her go outside, and she does her business while I'm getting ready for work, blah blah blah. And I also sometimes will prop open the screen door because she's slow. She can't move as fast. And it's just more convenient for me to do that sometimes while I'm waiting for her to decide if she wants to go out or not. Or decide if she's going to come inside or not. And so I don't always undo that. You know, have the screen door, you can have it kind of propped open on that little hinge arm. And so I don't always undo it because if I close the main door, it doesn't matter. And so I just didn't think about it. And so I was leaving the house, getting ready for work, left the house, Matt's still asleep, because he was off that day, thankfully. And I go to work and I'm fine, and I was working in a school and I'm not allowed to have my phone, so I didn't have it. I wasn't able to check it till probably close to, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. And this is several hours after the fact. And I finally check it and there's a weird text from Matt that says, can you call me when you can? Like, okay, that's weird. It's kind of suspicious. And so of course when I get a break, I call him and he's like, were you in a rush this morning when you left? I'm like, no. What happened? I don't remember you kept asking me questions and I kept asking what happened. Like, Benny, fucking happened. And then, oh, okay, no, I'm sorry. Because I'm obviously weirded out by his text message, like something's going on. And he doesn't tell me what's happening when I keep asking him. The dogs got loose today. The door was wide open. I was woken up by the police who came in because the door was wide open. I'm like, oh my God. What happened was that when I left yesterday, or maybe it was yesterday or something, when I left for the day, I had, Dolly's leash was still in the door. It probably got caught wedged in the door jam, so it didn't close all the way, and I didn't realize it. And then the screen door was still propped open, so eventually, after I had taken off, or at least, I'm presuming that if I had left and they had managed to escape immediately, I would have seen them. They probably didn't realize the door was open all the way, and then eventually, shortly after, I drove off, they were able to nudge it open with their nose, and then both of them just took off. Which is not very far, because both of them are pretty arthritic. But they got far enough away from the house that people couldn't figure out where the fuck they came from. Now, Tully doesn't have her collar on because it was bothering her neck, so I haven't had it on her for a couple of days. Drogo had his on, and it had his tag on it. The problem was, they were picked up separately, because, of course they were, and Drogo... Matt was dead to the world sleep. So when they called the number, because I'm pretty sure Tully has my number and Drogo's tag has his, that they weren't able to get a hold of him. And so eventually they just dropped his ass off at the pound.
Don't get too comfy, okay?
So
More cigarettes.
eventually Matt gets up, eventually the cops come find him. And that's a thing. That's nice. And let them know, hey, by the way, your dogs are at the pound, or your dog is at the pound, and you're gonna be getting a ticket because your dogs were loose, and blah 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 blah. And we had to pick them up, etc. etc. Like, well, that's fun. So we have that to look forward to now. It's gonna be coming in the mail.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt had to go pick up Drogo, and pick up Tully from their respective places. Tully was at a factory down the street or whatever. And Drogo was at the actual animal shelter, so that was fun. Yay!
Wayland Yutani provide the tools. We're not responsible.
At least they weren't, because you didn't have to pay anything to get them out, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. So when I lived in Lafayette, Jon Snow got loose one day while I was walking him, and he took the fuck off. And I was terrified. We had only had him for a couple months at that point, and Jon Snow was a husky I had more than a decade ago. It was oh my god, it's almost 20 years now. He was a husky I had for several years. And a few months after we picked him up as a stray, of all things, he had taken off from me when I was at a dog, walking a trail or whatever, and we just couldn't find him. We were out there for hours looking for his ass. And he just taken off. So I'm thinking, this dog's gone, we're going to see him again, I'm so sad. And the next morning, I think I was out there looking, and someone said that, told me to check something, I forget what it was, but basically someone kind of gave me a tip that there was a husky picked up by the pound, by the animal shelter the day before in that area, and to check out with them. Like, oh, thank God. So of course I find out, but in Tippecanoe, you have to actually pay to get your dog out of the pound. So we had to go bail him out of jail. Is the way we always put it.
Hang on, our ride is coming.
And there he was, just being as dopey and happy to see us. I was afraid he wouldn't know who we were. Because we really didn't have him that long. It was been a few months. So, I mean, he more or less knew his name at that point. But, yeah, like, again, we picked him up as a stray. And we had only had him for only a few months. So, yeah. But after that, we had him for like another 10 years before he passed away. So baby, what are we doing right now? What are we doing differently than we did yesterday?
So far we've already made it past.
Get him out. We can't leave him in there.
Your commander whispering in your ear, kid.
Wait, how does he know that?
You guys might want to join me in here. Seems it's safer behind bars than roaming free. Trust me, I've lived the Marine's life. I know.
Is he in
Keys in
jail?
the sheriff's office if you want to bunk down.
Okay, we'll get that key. Don't make yourself too comfortable.
Is he in jail?
I don't know.
I feel like we had a similar character in Isolation, actually. But I guess it must be something interesting about wanting to be locked up somewhere while aliens are roaming free amongst the ship that you're on.
It sure makes sense.
Well, as long as they can't get in like the vents above your cell. But if they can, then you're just as fucked as everyone else. Probably a little more fucked, actually.
Looks like she put up a hell of a fight. Rest easy, Susan.
Where are they? They know who all these people are.
Huh?
Where are they that they know who all these people are? I don't get it.
I mean, this is just a colony, so they may have interfaced with it because they were in orbit on the planet.
Oh, okay.
Come on, team.
Hi, Tully. What's that?
Terrence is free and drunk. Keep an eye on him.
Say what?
It says Terrence is free and drunk. Keep an eye on him.
Back to the core, buddy. Come with us.
Like the old days. Lead the way. I'm just behind you.
Do you have a gun?
Yep.
We
Sweet.
don't need criminals weighing us down.
Maybe. There's something about his attitude.
Were you in the Corps long, Marine?
7 years before they canned me, Chief.
And why would they do that?
Same thing as put me in here. Wasn't so good with orders, you know?
They're
I
headed
get
our
drunk
way.
a lot. Tully. Shh, shh. I like how I called your name. Drogo lifted his head up like, I'm Tully. No, you're Drogo. Yes, you're a good baby boy. Yes, you are.
Come on, team.
Hi, Bobby. Hi, Bobby. Yes, my puppy. Yes, you are.
Hey, you passing the bar? Bring me back some of the good stuff.
Yes, ma'am. Alright. Do we have any comments for a while?
It's Cena.
Okay, seems fishy. I'm leaning. Oh, that's why we already said this before. Yep.
Good job, guys.
What else is happening?
Huh?
What else is happening? Like, talking wise, just chatter. Something else to talk about. So this is past where you were. There's only 4 of you. What was the 5th one?
I just.
Looks like they found us. They're headed our way.
Check your vitals.
Oh, are they in the tank?
Suppressive fire.
Oh, god damn.
Yes, they're in the tank.
They're missing.
It burns! It burns! Ah, my arm!
Back up. Can we get in the tank with him now? Please? Pretty please, can we get the fuck out of here now?
This gun is a frickin' lawnmower.
Yeah, and it has wheels. So, why the fuck aren't we using it? Like, what are we doing? Is he really just going there to get booze?
Hurry up, you slugs!
Pretty sure that's what we're trying to do.
That's part of the mission.
Roger.
Seriously, we're gonna die for booze?
Yes.
Hey, I found something. Looks like a data pad.
Huh, look at that. I guess I would be the coward character. I didn't realize that.
The what?
The coward character. So I'm pretty sure part of this is like also they're probably looking for any survivors because you guys didn't come through this way yet, did you?
What'd you say?
Did you guys come in this way before?
No.
Hold that door.
Then I assume you're possibly also looking for other survivors.
Door
Because
secure.
you already really know what happened here. That was the whole point, was recon. You know what happened, let's get the fuck out of Dodge. But if you're looking for survivors, then yeah, you have to continue looking. But at this stage, I would also probably try my best to call it quits because I'm assuming that no one else made it. Based on what I've seen.
Stay still. Gonna patch you up.
Let's get some health.
There. Like it didn't happen.
Everyone chill. Everyone
There you go.
breathe. Alright.
Come on, team.
Yeah, because that's how, healing acid burns from xenomorph blood works. Cool.
Marines, reload. Hold on, Marines.
So so let's talk, baby.
Yeah.
Where's my phone? What do I keep doing with it? I'm sorry, Tully. Whatever you're looking for, we're not gonna be able to get it. Jobs, Jon Snow, top 3 names for Husky I've heard. Yeah, remember, I was a ginormous Game of Thrones nerd.
Still are.
Still am. Every once in a while, the walls of our house will ring with the reverberations of my screaming and cursing and crying George R.R. Martin's name because he has not finished that fucking book series. And that's how this all started, right? Was I read the books. And I read the books, and I read the books, and I read the books over and over and over and over and over again because I really loved them that much. And then they finally came out with the series. Fantastic.
Copy.
But I read the book, like, Jon Snow, I named him that 20 years ago, or almost 20 years ago, like 17 years ago, which obviously precedes the series, right? Named him that because in the books, we thought he fit the character because one of the universal experiences that it seemed like when you read the books, that everyone likes the same characters. And everyone hates the same ones. George R. R. Martin does a very good job of doing this. And then, of course, your other ones that you kind of like and that, blah, blah, blah. Everyone has a fairly similar experience when reading the books. It's wonderful. And Jon Snow was one of those characters that everyone just fucking loved. It's hard to see that if you only ever watched the shows, or if you watched the shows before you read the books. I feel like that's obviously going to change your interaction or engagement with that story, but at least at the time, it seemed like most people who I talked to who had read the books enjoyed Jon Snow's chapters. Tyrion was always a fan favorite. And then it was kind of a toss-up between Daenerys and Arya. As far as chapters and characters perspectives that we've enjoyed. So the reason why we named Jon Snow is because everyone loved him. He had a black back, so he wore the cloak of the Night's Watch. Obviously, he's a husky. He's from the north, right? And it was crazy too, because you know how when you look at dogs and sometimes their eyes reflect different colors. His reflected blue. So it just felt like it fit. And then we realized at some point that we had misnamed him. We should have named him Samuel Tarly. Because while he also wore the cloak of the Night's Watch, he was a fat, fluffy craven. Just like Samuel, who also everyone loved. My dog Jon Snow was such a wimp. He was such a wuss. I loved him so much. He was also probably mistreated. He was probably abused. Pretty sure that he was neutered at home. Don't ask me how we know that, but we're pretty sure that's what happened to him. And he was scraggly. We thought he was like half coyote when we got him. And after a few weeks of a proper diet, love, and attention, he ended up outsizing our like 80-pound golden retriever that we had at the same time. So, never knew how old he actually fucking was. Because his teeth were so bad when we got him. They thought he was 2 years old. Like, there's no fucking way. He's still growing. But yeah, that was what we ended up naming him, was Jon Snow. And you couldn't just call him John. I would literally take him to because I'm weird like that. I would take him to the vet and be like, no, his name is Jon Snow. Oh, Jon Snow, and they would use our last name. Like, no. It's just Jon Snow.
Your progress has been saved. That's how you fucking save.
Love me a craven medium big dog. Oh my god, I can't tell you how many times, like, number one, he didn't bark. He never barked. Which, I see all this stuff on TikTok about how, like, Huskies just never shut the fuck up. And that is not my experience with this dog. He would never bark unless the other dog did something that made him usually bark at her. And it wasn't ever like, bark, 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 bark. It was like that, that literal bark. Bark. Like, he just really didn't speak. Except when it was time for him to be groomed. Because if you imagine, he's a husky and he has all of the hair.
Move on.
And he hated it so much. Flames on the side of his face. Like, he would whimper when you, like, because if you ever see a husky who's not been groomed regularly, you will see tufts of fur sticking off of them. These tufts are not attached to anything. They just have not been allowed to fall because the rest of their hair is so thick, it just gets stuck. It's not matted, it's just stuck there. And so when you go to take any amount of it off, he would oof. And it was hard to brush him because that's when you hear the husky whinings, crying, screaming. I took him to the vet for the first time, and I could hear him screaming out in the lobby. And that poor vet tech came to me afterwards. She's like, your dog is a wimp. Like, those are her words. I've never met such a wussy dog. Like, I didn't even touch him, and he started crying. Like, yeah, I know.
I'm Jon Snow.
He was such a good boy, though. He was such a good boy. And you just loved him. You could not help but love him. He was so not helpless, but he was so not vulnerable.
I think that's the origin of the infestation.
Oh shit!
What?
Fucking face huggers.
Oh Jesus!
Suppressive fire.
Good
job, guys.
The only thing I would say for him was that he was such a fat, fluffy, craven eunuch. What a chicken. I love him and miss him already. I know! And here's the thing. He was afraid.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, Jesus.
Who else wants some?
He was afraid of everything except for the things that looked like they should be afraid of him. The first time I realized this was when I took him to PetSmart, and there was another person who had their dog, a little tiny teacup Shih Tzu or whatever the fuck. And they're sniffing each other like, oh, I see his owner like, hi. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jon Snow's like, like, chomping down this poor dog's head. And I'm like, I'm horrified, as is the owner of the other dog. And I'm like, pry him off. There's no blood. There's a lot of saliva. And this poor, like, little teacup dog is shaking and probably traumatized for life. Like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. We immediately leave because I do not want to get sued or my dog to be put down and they can't find me. Alright, well, yep, that guy's dead. But yeah, and like, he killed.
Oh fuck!
What? What's that?
Massive infestation approaching.
No. Can we go back to the tank now? Pretty fucking please.
Should be able to access the feed. I've marked the control room. Lucky grunts all going to the cinema.
he caught birds, and there was a bird there was like a bird's nest in a bush right outside our window, or outside our door. And I would open the door for him. I had a retractable leash and let him out. And every time that we did, this robin would shoot out of the bush. And then one day, I opened the door, let him out on the retractable leash. I forgot something. I went back. I had the leash in my hand. I just turned around, and I came back outside. I think I was looking for my jacket. I walked outside, and he's like pacing back and forth with his head down, just kind of shaking it back and forth, like kind of like weirdly, like, Joss, no, what are you doing? What is up with? And I looked. Of course it's dead. And then I never saw that robin ever again. It never ever came out of my bush. Wow, that sounded weird. It never came out of the bush near my door ever again. So I'm pretty sure he killed it. Mice. Oh god, no. There's so many things that poor dog that destroyed. But those are the only things. Everything else, except for cats. He had a very healthy and probably proper fear of cats. But everything else that looked like they should be afraid of him, absolutely had a reason to be afraid of him. Except for small children. Although I remember, unfortunately, probably traumatizing a small child with him. They just saw a giant monster looking them dead in the eyes. And it doesn't matter that he probably would have ran away from them if he could have. She started crying and I instantly walked him away from her. Our other dog, Lisa, was basically Tully, like the first version. And somehow fatter.
Fuck me. Well then.
Are we gonna try again? At least you got an autosave, so you have to start from the very, very beginning.
Alright.
Hi, Tully butt.
Okay.
Now it's interesting. Like in the last couple of decades, I have had a very similar dynamic in my dogs. Holly, stop. I got a red retriever female from the pound at about 6 or 7 months old, with way more sass than a dog has any right to have. And then I got, shortly thereafter, a male dog about the same age and size as a stray. Similar temperaments. Just lovers, just nice, gentle, relatively, by comparison. I've had this dynamic now twice.
Got something on a track.
You got baby boy. We like a baby boy.
Come on, team. Double time.
Watch out, squad. Those egg things were on Pioneer Station. I think that's the origin of the infestation.
Alright, give me your luck with dogs. I've never had one. Aww. I'm so sorry. I've lived with dogs virtually my entire life. My parents had a wolf dog. My granddad raised them, as a matter of fact. So I'm pretty sure that's where they got them from. But my parents also didn't really know how to take care of him. So like most of what I remember him as being what I would categorize now as poorly socialized most of my life. When I was born, there was a puppy in my house already. And we had a family dog that was very much like Tully in a lot of ways. That's probably why I attracted to those kind of dogs. She was a red Doberman mix, and we had her from when I was in kindergarten to my first year of college. Yeah, it sounds like he was. He unfortunately passed away when I was like 4, so I remember him, but I don't really remember him very well. I don't think he was breeding them anymore by that point. But apparently I also get my love of gardening and raising shit from him. But yeah. Apparently my parents also had like a couple other like wolf dogs from him before we were born too, but I didn't get any of them. But yeah, and then of course the one that we had the longest, she got loose, and my parents did not believe in spaying our dogs. They barely got them vaccinated, and so she would come home pregnant frequently, and so we would have litters like almost every other spring. And we would we sometimes kept the puppy. We didn't keep them all, obviously, from all of them. She was there for like 13 years. But we did keep 2 of them from 2 separate litters, and then one of them had puppies, and we kept one of those. So at some point we had 4 dogs at once. Well, we're not counting the dozen or so puppies that she would have at a time.
Right now.
No, Tali.
Let's see what's inside.
Hi, good boy. Shall we bite? No. But I think it's, I'm told I have a welcoming presence. My grandpa had that, so I guess that's what I got from him, but I feel like his was much stronger than mine.
Come on, team.
All right, on. No, Tully, for fuck's sake. You do have a welcoming presence, by the way, Strange. Ah! Crap. Crap. I'm sorry, Drogo. I wasn't gonna spritz you. Makes you funny better. Oh my god, the side eye he just gave me. Oh. So Drogo does not fuck with... So we had the spray bottle, right? To try and help keep dogs docile while we're streaming. It's mostly for Tully. Let's be real. But Drogo has probably accidentally been spritzed like by his paw on like a random whiff of water that blew over in his direction that was not aimed at him at all. And that was enough for him to say, I'm done with this. And every time it comes out that we're going to use the spray bottle, he just immediately leaves the room. Like, I feel like he thinks that he's bad, or that we think that he is, and he's like, I don't want to do that. Like, no, Drogo, you're not the bad one. Is he, Tully?
Double time.
But when I said that, he looked back over me like, bitch, please. He was not fucking about today. So no, he's gone. Poor baby boy. While Tully snuffles around. That's the tromping you hear right now. Tully!
Squad leader here.
Go lay down.
The signal comes from behind this bulkhead door.
Looks like a decontamination chamber. You should be able to cycle it. There should be a
Okay.
terminal
You know what?
next to the entrance.
I will go see what you want.
On my way. Access.
Do you ever get water from? Okay. I get you water. I'm gonna hope that's what it is.
Decontamination process commencing. Processing. Processing. Decontamination halted.
What the?
That's close enough. Who the hell are you?
USCM, ma'am. Responding to Sheriff Sousa's distress call.
Good news. I could use some of that.
Decontamination process restarted. Processing. Processing. Decontamination complete.
Totally.
Come on, team.
Oh, that's what you want, because I'm not getting you
Name's
food.
McNeil.
You know, you're not getting food. So
I'm a veterinarian around here.
that's off.
Shut myself in here when everything went to hell. Problem is, when you do that, it's kind of hard to get back out again. Guess I wasn't thinking straight.
You know the situation?
I mean, I don't blame you,
Not
honestly.
much. Sousa recovered a weird corpse next to the slaughterhouse. I've never seen anything like it myself. But then I look after herd animals and stitch up the occasional wound in someone who should know better. I'm not a xenobiologist or a fighter. Before she left, Sousa insisted I keep this. Said it was automated, but I never managed to set it up.
All right, Marines. Grab that sentry gun and get the vet out of here. She ain't a medic, but I'm sure Booker will appreciate the help.
I mean, she's close enough.
Alright. Take what you can get.
Seriously.
Let's see what's inside.
You have a better sense of like biology, biochemistry, and pharmaceuticals than any of us do. So I'm gonna go with your expertise. I was just standing there.
Oh.
Is that the vet? Is it?
Oh, because I have to grab this.
What is it? Oh.
Sentry gun.
Yes.
Now she'll follow us.
Okay.
Come on.
Alright, just trying to be useless. God damn it, Ashley. Oh no. No.
You sure?
No.
I see nothing
We're
on
done.
your trackers. Anyway,
Go lay down.
I guess you could always put those sentry guns to good use.
You're learning fast, Administrator.
Come on.
Place that gun, Marines.
Come lay down. Or go lay down. But you're not getting food. You've already been fed. Was it the sound?
Right,
Super.
They're coming. Give those bugs a warm welcome, Marines. Open that door.
Sentry activated.
Yeah, oh, by the way, I just realized, like, no, I got my my love of gardening and raising shit from my mom's dad. I got my incredibly foul mouth from my dad's dad, who probably in turn got that from him as well.
Decontamination process engaged. Processing. Processing. Decontamination complete.
Incoming! Let's rock!
God damn, that thing would move fast.
Yeah, they're super fast, baby.
I'm not used to them being that fast. Did we get to take the gun with us, or we get to reload it? Did we get another one?
Tango down. They're headed our way. To throw. Let's rock!
It's needs repair. More are coming.
Let there be light. Do something.
What the hell just happened? Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! I thought this is going well. Babe.
Wow. It fucks me up.
Yeah. Did you think it was? Were you?
Oh, the sentry gun went down.
Yeah, I was saying, like, were you gonna repair it or what?
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
I feel like, is there any way to redo all of that?
Yeah.
I think you should.
But it means going all the way back. So, where are we at?
With the stream.
About an hour.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have a place. We at least have some progress made.
No, yeah. So you go back to, like, I think you should go, when we go back to play up to when you got to the veterinarian, as long as you don't do anything new or different, and then we can start from there again.
Yeah, that's fine.
So.
Alright, guys.
That was fun, though. I really do enjoy watching you play this game.
No, and it's difficult. It's definitely a difficult one. So.
That's fair. Let's be honest. It's a countdown to Spider-Man. No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but that's really
strange. You lying sack of shit.
Spider-Man will be like 2 hour
Never
streams.
cursed a day in my life.
2 to 3 hour streams.
Oh, Spider-Man? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Easily.
Those will be plentiful. But anyway, so I think we're gonna call it here.
Yep.
We'll be back tomorrow, won't we?
We can be. Here's the thing. That's why I was actually gonna start a conversation about what we're doing for spooky season, but unfortunately, I never got around to that.
We might just take a night off tomorrow. It's the last day of the month, which is always a crazy day for me, and I could use a date night.
Well, and then Sunday we have people coming over for wrestling. Monday you work, and then so we'll be back on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that'll work. Okay. So we'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to take the weekend for ourselves. And
I feel like we're probably going to start, well, at least through October might be more challenging, but at some point probably in November we'll probably start doing more on Saturdays, I mean.
Yes. Definitely when it gets colder out, we'll be doing more.
Especially when Spider-Man comes in, because we're going to probably need the extra time to do it.
Yes, just so we can get to Mass Effect.
Yes, sir.
But anyway, so thanks for joining us. We're going to,
before we go. No, I just want to say, I meant to say this earlier and I forgot. Like, we are probably going to go. No, I guess I can save it for later. But I was going to mention, and maybe people can think about it for us. Matt wants me to go see Saw X.
Ha ha ha! Yes, he does.
And I'm gonna explain why I don't want to. I hate those movies. I don't think that they're good. I like the first one. The second one was passable, but after that, it just kept getting shittier and shittier and shittier. And the last one, not Spiral, Jigsaw, pissed me off. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it just did something in it that just pissed me off. It didn't offend me.
Spiral.
It just offended me as a moviegoer who paid money to see that bullshit.
It's the first time I saw you physically flip off a screen.
I was so mad. And
Spiral is actually better than Jigsaw.
Yes, however, it's still kind of the same bullshit schlock. I mean, it's basically trying it's almost like a heist movie.
Yeah.
But the heists don't ever make sense. And so
the first one.
That's the first one.
And the second one.
Yeah. But the point is that I have decided I'm not spending any more fucking money. I'm going to vote with my pocketbook. Matt can go see it if he likes. They're not gonna get my dollars. However, because I am married to a person who enjoys movies and specifically enjoys horror movies and enjoys these particular movies in general, I would like to offer that I would go. However,
did you finally figure out the price?
No. I was going to put that to the chat. They are welcome to weigh in. Perhaps next time when we chat.
I would like to point out that I would not have watched nearly as many Fast and Furious movies if I wasn't married to you.
Okay, you've never, ever, ever expressed any personal vendetta or disappointment or anger or rage at the Fast and Furious movies. Ever.
No, that's not true. The last one, I was pretty vehemently against.
The last one?
Not Momoa. The one before that.
Oh, no, that one was really bad.
It was trash.
No, but you also...
They were in space! Okay. In a car!
My point is... You have not sworn like a blood feud against it.
I was just about there.
But you did.
Jason Momoa brought me back with his beautiful body and eyes.
And anti-toxic masculinity traits while also being the bad guy in a really terrible way. Yeah, no, just be clear, I'm here. I was here earlier, but I didn't have my headphones. But I was still showing support like a good friend. No, I appreciate it. I figured you were around somewhere. But yeah, I was going to say that... I have let Matt know that I will go see Saw X if he is able to meet the stipulations that are decided upon. But I have not decided what those are going to be. I have not figured out the price that he need to pay for me to be willing to go to one of these movies with him. But he's been willing to concede that that's a possibility. I mean, obviously, it's the price that he has to be willing to pay. So it's like, you have to do this or else.
Well, I would like to go see it Thursday, so you got to come up with a price pretty quickly.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is that it's going. That's why I'm saying this now. And if the chat wants to, if they think about it and they come up with something, and then when we come back on Tuesday, you guys want to add it.
Well, or if you even comment, later tonight, because I do have a Madden stream tonight.
That's true. So we'll probably be on a little bit later on. Of course, as always, you can comment. We will see that. Even if, on the stream, not just chat, but on the stream itself and the video. And then of course we'll be back on Tuesday. So, but we're gonna try and go on Thursday if we are going to go.
So again, in short, Ariane does not want to see Saw X.
No.
I totally want to see Saw X because I'm a Saw nerd. Not as bad as Alien, but I'm a Saw nerd.
Why though?
Because the first two were so damn good.
But then they had made another 9 that were terrible.
Yeah, but it's also... I like Spiral, though. I hated Jigsaw with you. I did not defend that movie.
No.
It's honestly a big part of it is that crescendo score that plays at every twist, which is just one of the better scores in cinema.
It's a good one.
I love it. I love it so much.
It's iconic. I'll give them that, but that's not. I'm not going to go pay $12 to listen to a movie.
Well, no, I don't do it just for that, but I always try to see if it's going to be interesting what they pull off, because you know a twist is coming. And sometimes the twists are good.
No, they're not. They haven't been since 2004.
That's not true. There were twists that were decent, but the movies were bad.
We'd rather do a lot. We'll do this during the Madden stream. Okay, we gotta get off of this one because we'll be on here for a while.
Yeah, we're gonna call it here. Like, share, subscribe. Think of my punishment to get Ariane to go see Saw X.
It doesn't have to be a punishment, but
Think of what labors I must complete, like Hercules and the 12 labors, just to get my wife to go see a movie with me as a date.
Not just a movie. Not just a movie. Don't put it like that.
Like what?
Jackass, you know what you're doing.
Alright, guys. Like, share, subscribe. We'll be back a little later tonight. For No Collar, Tape and Matt.
There he is.
We're out.
Bye.